My name is Maeda from AIST. AIST is one of the largest research institute in Japan, and our work is dedicated for the promotions of industry, not academic. And I'm from Tsukuba area. Tsukuba is northeast of Tokyo, 60 kilometers northeast of Tokyo, and 1 hour drive from Tokyo area. So today's topic is anyway, I'll explain you about wireless sensor node, especially for the applications of animal husbandry. That's a rather agricultural applications, and a part of my work is for medical application area. So as you know, the sensor node consists of sensors and also computers and batteries and telecommunication part. And this system is maybe, the idea is come from United States or Europe, and around 20 years ago they started to work, especially in the United States. And the final target is anyway to do monitoring all the, for example, animals or infrastructures or mechanical parts and so on. It's basically the idea is similar to a sensor network is similar to Internet of Things. So the sensor node itself is quite important device for the IoT. But the problem, we have so many problems. So if we make such kind of sensor node with different part, the size becomes sometimes large and cannot be installed in the small animals or wild animals. And also another problem is the battery. So the energy consumption of sensors and telecommunication is quite large. So if we measure these environment values, the battery will be consumed in a very short time. So the most serious problem is how to keep the energy consumption to very small. So that to make the system into very small and to conserve the energy is two major problem. And we started this work around more than 10 years ago. And the first trial of our target is the monitoring of chickens or chicken farm. So we installed a very small sensor node. The total size is 3 grams. And among 3 grams, we have 1 gram of sensors and accelerometers and temperature sensors, and also RFID and computers, and 2 grams of battery. And we tried to do the monitoring, especially for the applications of preventions of bird influenza in the bird in chicken farms. So in this project, we have succeeded to make a very small, only 3 grams of sensor node with 2 grams of batteries, and the lifetime is nearly 2 years. So finally, but we had so many challenges to attain this target. So the most serious problem is the lifetime of battery should be more than 1.5 years. The average lifetimes of chicken is 1.5 years. So we need to use the sensor node without changing the batteries for more than 1.5 years. So we introduced the technology such as, first of all, computer uses so many sensor uses the energy. So usual sensors, we use piezoresistive sensors or something for the pressure sensor or accelerometers. But instead of using such kind of piezoresistive type, we replace the piezoelectric switch type or bimetal switch type thermal sensor. So these sensors are nearly zero energy consumption sensors. And also for the telecommunication we need some energy for RFID, but we minimized the transmission data with introducing new RF protocol. And also for signal processing, we developed new devices to reduce it. But this work is mainly, we are waiting for the result for the electronic companies, because the investment of this work is so huge. And also, we introduced some event-driven sensor as well. So by combining these basic technologies, we attained more than 1.5 years lifetimes of battery without changing batteries for bird influenza detections. So that's partly it's okay to detect the bird influenza, but still we have the problems of cost, because as you know, to make the such kind of sensor node, at least $10 or more is needed, but price of chicken is nearly the similar situation. So this work is quite interesting to develop the technology, but the problem is anyway, this economical point of view, we need a much more effort to reduce the cost for the sensor node. So anyway, first trial was bird influenza detections, and we did several efforts. Anyway, as I have said, MEMS 3D integration systems, and also ultra small wireless sensors, and ultra small as well as low energy consumption sensors, or LTCC packaging systems, or energy harvesting, or something like that. So we did so many efforts, and next step of the wireless sensor is, our challenge is implantable devices for animal monitoring, and as well as medical technique innovations. So anyway, bird influenza detection system was another wearable device, but next step is our interest is anyway implantable device. So in these days, as you know, we have so many commercial products like iPhone or Apple Watch or something. So that's the companies are very interested in the development of such kind of health monitoring systems for human health. And maybe in the near futures, these devices are based on, for example, patch type or wearable type, but in the near futures, we need implantable devices. So our motivation is to develop such kind of implantable devices. But to start from, for human beings, a little bit risky. So we choose another lower risk approach. So anyways, biocompatibles and power supplies and the system scale down we do. And the main target is anyway, first main target is anyway, the animal monitoring. Animal monitoring is, we have no, a rather lower risk compared with human applications. And also, the target is rather severe. So first, we employ the mouse, the implantation device for mouse. So people, maybe some of you, why we choose the mouse. Mouse is not so important animals, you think, but mouse is frequently, mainly uses for the medical purpose or drug industries or for food industries to do the test animal instead of human beings. So many mouses or so many rats are used for such kind of test. So that is why we choose the mouse for the implantable device for mouse. And compared with rats, the mouse is much smaller, and the cost of growing is cheaper, much cheaper than that. So that is another reason we choose mouse. And also people, so we installed, first we like to install the accelerometers as well as temperature sensors. But the first fruit type, we installed only temperature sensor because accelerometers is, as you know, the data is so huge. So for the transmissions, data transmissions, we uses a lot of energy. So, but for the temperature, it's okay to send the temperature data, very limited data, or maybe once a minute or once in 10 minutes. It's the energy for the transmission is so low. So we first make the temperature sensor wireless sensor node for mouse. So there is we have temperature sensors and computers as well as batteries, and the package was done by 3D printed case and also some gel. And in this package, we installed the antennas as well. And maybe it's in the open space, the data transmission can be done around more than 10 meters. And in the rooms also around 5 meters. That's enough for the application. So that's we developed first time. And for the lifetimes of the battery, so we use the very small batteries, but at this moment, maybe we can measure the temperatures 1 week or 2 weeks. It's okay. But more than 2 weeks, we need recharged batteries. But at the moment, 2 weeks is okay. So for the practical point of view, for example, the mouse monitoring for the drug testing, it's enough at the moment. And this is graph shown in the real-time temperature monitoring of the mouse after the medical surgery. Just after the medical surgery, the temperature is lower, and a little bit after the recovery, temperature will be stabilized. And surprisingly, the temperature becomes, lowest temperature is 34 or something, but the highest temperature is nearly 40 degrees. So we very large temperature difference within 1 day for the mouse, because the mouse has a very small body. So if they do the active motions, the temperature will increase. That's corresponded to we measure the activities as well as temperature. That good correlations between activities and the temperature increase. So anyway, by using this only simple sensor, wireless sensor node, we can identify the temperatures as well as the activities of the mouse. And by using these sensors, we can do the test of melancholy problems of mouse as well. And the second one is, anyway, mouse is, anyway, for the medical point of view, is some barrier. But cow is much more interesting in the point of view agriculture, because cost is very high. Or the total cost 10K US dollar or something in sometimes. Especially in Japan, we have shabu-shabu shimo-free meat. So that's quite expensive. So that's why we do the testings of cows. So we once again made sensor node for cows. That's temperatures as well as accelerator with accelerometers and antennas and so on. So by this, the a little bit difficult point is after implantations, we cannot change the we cannot do stop, or sometimes we like to stop, or sometimes we like to change the parameters. But after the surgery, it's quite difficult to change the parameters. So we used some RF tags. So by using the RF tag, we do switch the sensing, and also we can change the process parameters, control parameters, setting parameters after implantation. So this one is the temperature monitoring of cows. So after implantations, we do the measurement. And compared with mouse, the cow is very large. They have a very large body, so the temperature difference is so small. So temperature is quite important for cow, especially for the baby cow. They had some, if they had disease, the temperature will increase. And another applications of the temperature sensor is to detect the to detect the good timing of inseminations for the birth control. We need quite precise birth control for the cows, but the time of insemination is dependent upon their temperatures. So the precise measurement of the cow's temperature is quite important. So that's examples of the measuring. called sensors. And also, by using the such kind of handset, we can change the parameters, and also we can do on-off by using mobile phone. So anyway, in this, the cow is very large, but also we had some battery problems, because even for cows, the weight is too large if you install the large battery. So battery is always problems. Volume and weight has a problems. And also maybe the material is a little bit not so safe material. So that's we have so many problems for batteries, for installations of cows' bodies. So instead of batteries, we replaced the technology for the wireless transmissions. Wireless electrical transmission is quite effective to do the capacitors. So capacitor itself also not so dangerous material. So we make the systems for the supercapacitors plus power receiver coils. So by using magnetic resonant technologies, the power transmission efficiency is around 70% at the distance of 3 or 4 centimeters. So at the moment, in the daytimes, we do the measurement of cow's temperatures, and the night times we do the recharging by using the coils. So at the moment, 3 to 4 centimeters is not so very large one. So we like to extend these values around 10 centimeters. Because if we can attain the 10 centimeters, around 70% of efficiency, we can place the coils under the seat. And if the cow lay down on the coils, the energy will be charged. So, okay. So another example is we developed pH sensors. pH sensor is quite important for monitoring of health monitoring of cows, because cow has several stomachs, as you know. They have four stomachs, and the first stomach is called lumen. The pH value of the lumen is quite important for the cow's health monitoring, because between 6 to 7.5, it's a normal conditions. But if they have the values of 5 lower than 6, they have the possibility to be killed suddenly by the disease. So the people are quite interested in the implant pH sensing of the cows. So time is limited. So I switched to the medical application. For medical applications, we are doing now the navigation, endoscope operation navigation systems. For the endoscope operation systems, at the moment, we can get the shape of liver data. Statical data is okay. By using CT scan, we can get. But in the real operations, if the patient will move to the left hand or something, the liver will deform. So that induces the errors or the between CT data and the real data. So at the moment, our idea is to make the artificial magnetic field, and by using the magnetic sensors, we can do the measurement of deformations of livers. So by using, so existing system is, we have high frequency type, but the high frequency type is affected by environment magnetic materials or metal existence. So we use the static type of magnetic field, and by using 3D magnetic sensors, we can detect the deformations of human livers. And at the moment, we do the liver surgery navigation system with the collaborations of medical faculties of Tsukuba University. Okay. So anyway, such kind of sensor node is very effective for example, human health monitoring as well as medical applications, and so and also for the mental problems. That will be the quite effective method, and we like to continue this technology, extended technology for the future application. Thank you.